like to call the July 28th golf course advisory board meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Marshall Allen.
Here.
John Hay.
Here.
Jesse Brinken.
Here.
Council Sean McCoy.
We also have Ms. Do you have their names?
I do not, because I asked Danny and
Okay. Bill Hazel
Bill Hazel.
and Mark Springfield. We have one other board member. He was not able to make it tonight. His name is Bill Davis. What? Oh. And he will be at our next meeting.
Okay. All right. Introductions from board members. I'm going to let you take it, Jeff.
Yep. So why don't we just go around and Bill, let's start with you. Just introduce yourself and maybe a little bit about your interest on being on the board, and if everybody could do that so you could meet each other.
Sure. Well, Bill Hazel. I'm in business in town. Lived here for 16 years with my wife and kids. I went to school at Westview Elementary, so we live here, play here, spend our money here, park here. With that said, what I'd like to do is help out in any way I can, whether it be helping out with generating additional memberships or soliciting information from the people that I golf with. Because I'm also a member here at Twin Peaks. So I'm anything that I can do for you guys will be more than happy.
Marshall Allen, my third term on the board. Moved here from Oklahoma in 07. Try to get out and play golf as much as I can.
I'm Ann Dorzinski. I think this is my second time serving on the board. So I've lived here in Longmont since '98. Played golf since I was 5. I don't play golf nearly enough. That's all I want.
John Hay, lived here for about 20 years, and I started playing golf when I was 55. I've always regretted that I didn't start sooner. And it's my second term, and I can't tell you how much I enjoy being here and meeting with people. And I hope somehow I make some kind of contribution to the golf courses here in Longmont, because they've surely been wonderful for me.
Hi, Mark Springfield, resident for 21 years. Tried to play all 3 courses with some frequency. Typical frustrated golfer, so I'll keep plowing away, but I don't know that I'll ever be in company of some of the pros here. But enjoyed playing the game. Spent 10 years with the city's library board prior to coming to this and turned out. So this seemed like another good place to pitch.
Hopping along from board to board. Jesse Brinken. As Ann says, I don't play nearly as much golf as I would like to, but yeah, I've been here since February, so my first term. Just looking to provide different insights, feedback, and help as I can. But just like to be involved with some of the community aspect as well, and be a part of something else.
Cool. We'll do introductions on this side of the table too. Sean, why don't you go first?
Sean McCoy, Longmont City Council. Been here since '65, and my family's been here since '62, and I was on the golf advisory board. This is my second time around too, because I was on the golf advisory board back in between 2007 and 2011 when I was on council earlier. And my daughter golfed for Keith at Silver Creek, and I don't golf nearly as much as I should or could, being as close proximity as I am to the golf course. But this Sunday, my son-in-law and I are planning to get over here. So, I'm happy to be on this board. Excited to see things go well here. Always, I think this is important to
Ben Wagner, Recreation and Golf Superintendent, and I try to frequent our courses as much as I can.
I'm Dan Reese, the supervisor over at U Creek. Been at U Creek for 20 years, and I've been the supervisor for, I think this is year 5 now. Like that, so been around there a little bit.
Ryan Higgins, I'm the golf course supervisor at Twin Peaks here and Sunset. Started with golf in '98. Started supervising at the same time Dan did, so been going on our 5th year as supervisors.
Everybody knows me. I'm still working a lot. Sorry.
How long have you been on fire?
I have, it'll be 27 years in September with the city that full time. We just recently made a change within the city where I am now the director of community enrichment, which includes the museum, the library, golf, parks and rec, and open space. So I've been in this new role since June 30th. So trying to learn.
And you get time to play golf?
I do not. I can't get any better, so I've given up. It's the weather for me.
He can get it around just fine. Keith Martin, head professional at U Creek, started working at Twin Peaks at 10 years old, vacuuming the clubhouse and caddying back in the day. That was in 1979. And then, let's see, 86, started working in Sunset in the shop, 92 as an assistant pro for Sunset, 97 head pro. From then until 2008 at Sunset, and then 06 and 08 at Twin Peaks and Sunset. And then 08 to 2025 at Twin Peaks as the head professional, and then now I'm at U. So I think I've seen it all. I attended a lot of these meetings. I started going to them in 92. So you need insight on what's going on.
Keep moving.
It's good to establish this.
Ryan Williams, the head professional at Sunset Golf Course and Twin Peaks Golf Course. Not nearly as long as Keith, but started working here at Twin Peaks when I was 16, when Sam was the head pro here. I started junior golf at 11 with Keith over at Sunset. And then I went off to college, came home, and started with the head pro, took over. Sam hired me to run Sunset for him, in a sense. So that was February 2012. So for the last few years, since 2012, I've been here. I've been at Sunset and now I'm here. So,
All right. We're ready to.
All right. Not just introduction to new board members, everybody. All right, approval of tonight's agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And do I have a second? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this motion passes unanimously. All right, on to the next one, the approval of the previous month's minutes. That was April 28th meeting. I have a change. I would just say date. I don't know how important that is. But it was Monday, April 28th, not the 24th. So there we go. But that's the only change I had. Anyone else have anything to add? All right, and a motion for the minutes with the date correction. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, this motion passes unanimously. Does not appear to be in public to be heard tonight. So we'll move on to our favorite part of the communications. Is that right? Keith, would you like to start?
Sure. See here. It's been a busy summer at Butte. Once we got out of the cold weather, it really took off. And last month, you can see the last 2 months, 358,000 in May, 365 in June. Puts us up year-to-date difference $60,000, $61,000 over the previous year. So that's 22% up. You can see in the rounds, we're at 21,533, just slightly up in the rounds. We're up in revenue because we increased the prices. So rounds are up just, it's like they're down just a 0.5% in the year. So overall, 1.5% up for the year. So overall, it's kind of steady as she goes. It's been very, very busy. And give Dan a lot of credit for dealing with a lot of maintenance issues and getting the golf course back in really good shape. We've got a lot of good feedback in the Bulldog City Championship and hosting a lot of events, outside events, corporate events, fundraisers, and so forth. It's been busy. It's been good to be able to work with Dan and have that partnership. So, any questions for you?
Okay. No questions?
No.
Okay, I'll start with Sunset. So for May, your actual revenue came in at 116,856, and then same as close to in June, 114,902. Put us up about 6, give or take. 600,000 or 6,000, excuse me. Rounds projected about 4,000 in May, came in at 4696, and then June projected about 5258, came in at 5392. So overall, rounds are also in the up category at Sunset. Kind of been very busy. To be honest, Sunset's very difficult to. No, go the other way. The Sunset's been very busy running. Difficult with giving tee times most of the time out there because it's just 9 holes and it's easier for a lot of players to just play 9 and go back to doing other things. So that's pretty darn busy. Any questions for Sunset?
No questions?
Twin Peaks, little different over here. Let's see here. For May, we were projected revenue of 192,000, and your actual revenue came in at 231,333. Projected in June was 224. 696 and came in at 243,006. So revenues kind of fluctuating in that category, up, but we're down. You could say overall for the year, 58,000 down. Revenue rounds in May, we were projected at 4744, came in at 4876, and then June projected for 6175, came in at 5,331, so we were down in June. Overall, fairly busy for the most part. The afternoons I've noticed over here get slow down a little bit when it's really hot. Also, with me taking over here, I'm still on the learning curve of when it comes to leagues, starting in the afternoons and making sure that the tee sheet doesn't allow you to book a tee time for 18 holes. That would compensate or that would actually, if you have a league going off the back nine and a league going off the front on like Tuesdays and Thursdays that we do here, making sure that it doesn't book an 18-hole round within that period of time that they be making the turn, so there's no confusion. I did not realize when I first took over that the system was built that way on the back end through Golf Now. So my staff was blocking extra tee times, and then we discovered that, and we unblocked everything. And so now we kind of corrected the issue there. So learning little things that are different than obviously running a 9-hole facility where you're not thinking about, you know, if you want to play 18, I got to block a second tee time versus here, you need to make sure it's just 18 holes and then make it turn times. So overall, course is in a much, much better place. Ryan and his staff, and with the new heads, you can absolutely, in my opinion, see a difference. I played Friday for the first time in a long time out here, and it was night and day. That back nine is night and day from the beginning of the season. And Ryan and I talked about it at one point. The rough here is starting to kind of be sunset-ish. Sunset's a little on the thick end of the spectrum because we don't have much defense. There's certain areas, definitely certain little areas that you notice it's like, oh, yeah, that's a little thick. Left side of 13, where you guys had it all blocked out to get the grass growing, yeah, that was really thick on Friday. I may or may not have missed the green from about 15 yards. So, was not expecting that. So, but other than that, I think the course is in great shape. So, very happy with the course right now.
Anyone have any questions for Ryan?
I just like to say I agree with you. Of course, I played on Friday as well. Totally different than it was in the beginning.
Very much.
Very.
All right, so Jeff, it looks like we have old business. I'm going to pass it
Yep.
to you.
So last year at our meeting, the board had suggested that we look at doing a survey of the golfers, and wanted to just present these 6 questions, 7 questions, 6 questions as a possible sample of what we could do. And I just wanted to have the conversation with the board to see your thoughts about, with new members. Jesse, I don't think we've talked about this since you've been on the board either. And just get your feedback of what you think about surveys. Do you fill out surveys, or are there other ways for us to get feedback from our golfers?
How do you plan to get this in the hands of the participants?
Well, that's part of our conversation tonight.
Okay.
So, can we come back to that?
Sure.
Let's talk about the survey, and then we can talk about how it gets out there.
I think the survey's fine. I can't think of any addition. I think the form's good. It'll be easy for a golfer to check the boxes and move on.
Okay. 3, we would certainly take out locker rooms since we don't have any of those.
And number 1, I think I'd break it up into some categories there. Well, like fairways, greens, bunkers. Like, someone might love the fairways and not like the greens. I mean, instead of getting, I would think that would be important.
Okay. Okay, I hear that. Do you, at what point do we get too many questions? Because that would grow up from 6 to, what, 8, 10?
Keep it to 1 page.
Okay. And I would just say that we don't have to ask all the questions right now. We could do 1 set of questions for a period of time, and then do 6 more or 4 more, whatever the number is, at a different time. I think the key is really making sure it doesn't get too long, so that the golfer takes the time to do it. If it gets too long, they're going to get frustrated, and I don't think they will complete it.
Do you plan to add any demographic information to this so you can slice and dice it
We could do that.
from just from a marketing standpoint? And who do you intend the recipients to be?
Really just
people
golfers.
show up,
Yeah.
just show up to
Yeah.
golf.
And I guess we could talk about that a little bit. We'd have this at the front desks or at the front counters. We could have it online, or we could email it to our email list. And the challenge with that is I don't know if everybody's golfed recently, and I feel like we really want to hit those people that have actually been on the golf course.
Well, are you willing to walk away from part of your demographics as to why they don't golf? Are you after that question as well as what segment of the population doesn't use the facilities and why?
I think that's two
That
different
important too.
questions.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think with, when they book online and prepay, I believe there's an option in Golf Now that they get an email about their experience. I think they get something from Golf Now, but not our questions.
Could we add our questions to the?
I think
you
it's a
guys know that?
possibility. I could reach out to Robert or someone.
So sorry, to kind of get to your question, why not do all three, right? So like, why not have a survey at a golf course, whether it's paper or digital? Why not have it emailed out to like the men's league? Why not have it distributed elsewhere? I think those are probably the easiest ones. You definitely want something on a mobile version, right? Like, yeah, a QR code like SurveyMonkey or something, or whatever one of those things are, where someone can scan it, take the survey in 20 seconds as they walk out. The important things being like, hey, we might take the survey, it's literally 6 questions, we'll take you 20 seconds. And then they'll be like, oh, is that quick? Like, that's good to know. Because some surveys are long.
Yeah.
We should advertise like, this is a 5-question survey, right? I think people will be more inclined to do that. And kind of an advocate thing. But I think a QR code would be great if possible.
And running it more than once during the year. Because what I found out, talking to a couple people on Friday, is that I guess due to the new sprinklers that I think maybe Keith had recommended at one point, it's supposed to water them differently between the greens and the fairways, and during the fall, that was a big issue previously, so I think it's supposed to be much better now. So I think you get 2 different results, which both could be important.
And the one thing that, like, big picture here is this going to be a generic survey that you could toggle which course you're playing, right? Like, you don't want to have 3 different surveys at 3 different courses, do you, right? Can you just say, like, which course are you playing? And you click Sunset as a check mark, and then it's the same survey, it's just, or maybe you just like multiple courses, and you kind of feel roughly the same for multiple, I don't know. Unless you're planning on having 3 different surveys.
I actually think knowing which course might be more important than how often do you play at this course. Because if it's somebody who's going to play at Sunset, someone who's going to play at Twin Peaks, but they don't always play at Twin Peaks, but say they play the Front Range, they'll still have a good idea of what amenities they like or don't like, or their courses.
Yeah.
Some of that can be resolved by what Brian was saying with regards to when they get their tee times online, to be able to get specific information right to them.
Technically, I believe it would be attached to the reservation, which would be located within which golf course it would look at.
Yeah.
So, but that would be a question I'll ask Robert. I got my side notes here that shoot an email or text later.
Which also the
Well, I just had a quick question, I'm sorry. Is this the survey system that we have purchased?
No, this is separate for now, but I think ultimately we'll get on the schedule to do it that way in the future.
Yeah, because I would think that then you do all your stuff like you're saying, where you can get dive into the nitty-gritty of it. But every time, my thought is when I go somewhere, if I walk into some place and they say, have you taken our survey? It's a reminder every time. It's just right here, the QR code, that's the idea. And if they say, oh, yeah, I have, but I think I took it at Sunset, and you can say, well, we're collecting data here for Twin Peaks too. And it's just,
Or yeah, with the toggle, they could take it multiple times.
Yeah.
If you want, right? You could,
yeah. And
I'm gonna do it for Sunset. I'm gonna do it
they
for
were like going, man, it was just a Sunset, and just days ago it was, the difference is, because of, whatever the
Yeah.
situation is.
And it would be possible to have QR code on the
golf carts.
golf carts, and so that there's getting through just
Keith just suggested even on the scorecard. that
or a
there's
sports
different
scorecard,
card.
either one. Doesn't it?
Is it running for that?
We could make it 5 words.
Both of those
Yeah.
options. It doesn't need to be very big.
No.
Really, I mean, it's just enough to be able to.
Just it's more so you're aware of it.
Yeah.
It's just gotta be a strategic place.
And that would self-identify the course that you're giving the
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
to.
That would take care of that,
That
because it would be
Like you-
QR code, yeah, unique for each
For each
course.
course.
And that way you're getting real-time information, because,
Right.
only bad side of that is the guys having 6-hour round out at you. Three groups on 16 T, he's filling that thing out 5 times.
But you like that's the feedback you want.
It is.
That
Yeah.
is. That's the honest feedback you want.
It is honest feedback, that's necessarily needed.
And
Always be taken care of.
the other thing I was gonna say with
Yeah.
Ryan's idea is, having it sent at the time of reservation isn't, I don't think is helpful.
No.
Because
They would get a reminder like after.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't. They book their tea time, say today
Mhm.
for Friday. They come in, they play. The reservation system automatically once we check them in the building, it still registers that, and then they get another email like a day or 2 later saying, "Hey, how was your round?
Okay.
How was your experience?"
It's like every other thing we do in life.
Yeah.
Get your oil changed,
How
get
did
a
you?
survey.
Exactly.
How's
Go to the
that?
dentist,
Yeah.
get a survey.
How many of you fill out
Go to
surveys?
a board meeting.
I'm 50-50.
They have to pay me.
Do you fill out, Jesse?
Yeah, not much. Yeah.
Yeah, my only concern is if somebody has a bad round, whether it's our fault or just having a bad day, that have to balance some of that with the
You
feedback.
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But look at the feedback that you can use.
It's like a scatter plot, You can't. The outliers kind of have to
Yeah.
take those with a grain of salt and say, okay, we can't go with less.
If you ever read reviews, you have to do that. And
Yeah.
maybe somebody has,
I don't look at 1s and I don't look at 4s or 5s. I look at 3s whenever I look at a
Right.
review.
Yeah.
That's I feel is an honest.
I read one so I can laugh.
That's me personally.
So everybody's in agreement, do the survey?
Yeah, that's great.
And are you okay with us taking what you all said tonight and getting it going sometime in August? Or would you like it to come back at your meeting before it goes out?
I'd like to see it again, I think.
Okay.
I'm just afraid that if it gets too long, someone's gonna pick it up.
Well,
Right.
Does anyone want to add to this right now?
Please.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna pick it up and say, oh, I don't have time right now, I can't play it off, but stick it in the pocket.
So can we address that? There are 6 questions right now. Does anyone want to add any questions to that?
Something else now.
Did you have suggestions? Okay.
No, I think if you want to make it course specific with a unique QR code, I think that's great. If you don't, I think you should have the option to select which course you're
Right.
responding to. I think that's the only thing.
All right, we will bring back at the next meeting. Thank you for the feedback. So, do you want me to keep going, Ann?
Yes, please.
So we talked a little bit about this at our April meeting, but we are At the end of the staff part of the 2026 budget request, those requests were due into our budget system at the end of May, and we have made requests for all 3 of the golf courses. For capital projects, the system closed for those at the beginning of May, and so all of those are currently being reviewed by our city manager and the budget staff. The city manager is required by charter to present the budget to city council by the end of August, and so he will be doing that. One of the advantages of being an enterprise fund, and there aren't a lot of them, is that more times than not we do get funding for the things that we request, just solely because our money that we bring in golf can't be used anywhere else. So we're generally in a place where we can cover any staff increases that occur. We've done some requests this year to increase some of the supplies as well as some of the chemicals that we use, in particular out at U Creek, and feel pretty comfortable with the things that we asked for. But again, those things are presented to council at the end of August. Throughout September, council conducts different budget meetings where staff comes in and presents about the budget and then answers any questions that council might have. In October, council conducts budget public meeting or hearings so that the public can come in and give comment. And then by the end of October, council has 2 readings where they approve the budget so that it can take effect after on January 1st. So, any questions about budget? Generally with the golf board, we talk a lot about the budget and how it works in February as we're coming into the budget time of year with having 3 new board members. If you're interested in covering that again at the August meeting, we can certainly talk about that again. But anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up on where things are. CIPs, we are really close to closing out the project here at Twin Peaks. They just did a bunch of sodding of areas that we hadn't approved, and we will probably accept that sometime by the middle of August, I would guess.
Whenever the construction company puts in a request for approval.
Yeah. So we're really
request first.
close with that. The next big projects that we're working on yet this year are out at U Creek, and the deck on the south side really needs to have some major work done. Dan has been working with different folks within the city on ideas of how to move forward with that, and I'll just say that that's taking longer than we hoped, and don't need any comments from Keith. But I really believe that work will be done in October. And then also we have an issue that's come up since. Did you notice how I slipped that in? Yeah, that's pretty good. That an issue that's come up on the north side as well as the railing on that side is failing, and I'm not happy that the railing's failing, but one of the things that recreation and golf have done for a number of years now is that they've had a safety committee, and one of the things that committee does is people that normally don't work at that facility go out and do an evaluation of the facility condition and try to identify any safety issues that might be out there. And one of the things that came from that review this year is the railing on the north side. So we will be doing those two projects at the same time. And then the other thing I'll just mention is we just completed the restoration of the silo out by the maintenance facility. Dan, you want to do just kind of a quick summary of what was done with that?
Yeah.
With golf money.
Yes, golf money. So yeah, the silo's been out there since 1936, 39, somewhere in that ballpark, and it was built, by two guys out there. They have their names on there. They built the whole thing, did their whole deal. So then it got designated historic, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, something like that. But so we had to go in and restore it since they got it designated historic, and we waited till the maintenance building was finished so we didn't damage it during construction or any of that. But once we started the project, one of the pest companies came out and cleaned all the pigeon poop out of the silo to get it, cleaned out so the guys could go in there, the restorators could go in there and do the project, get inside and not have, hazardous material in there. So it took those guys a lot, not longer, but more bags hauled away than they thought it was going to be. It was definitely a truckload full. So, and it was funny to see in there. It's dirt floor, and they came in, cleaned it all out. So then they put a border around the base on the inside of the silo to help support it on the inside, and we have like curb and gutter on the outside to support. There was a crack down there at the bottom. That's what they wanted to do with the concrete. And then on the outside, they pressure washed the whole silo, cleaned all the old dirt and grit and grime off, replaced, 10 to 15 bricks that were deteriorating. We couldn't find the exact brick that was made back then, but one of the guys' father worked for a masonry company, and he built a brick plate that matched it. I don't think anybody would go out there and say they could tell which ones they did. So after they finished all that, they regrouted some of the grout lines and all that, and then 2 weeks later they came and sealed it. So yeah, we're should be standing for a long time now.
So that's kind of our summary on where we're at with budget. Anybody have any questions or comments about budget? Sure.
Earlier this year, we discussed some of the cart paths at Sunset.
Yeah. We're still looking at those. It's probably going to cost us over $400,000 to do the work at U Creek. And so that has to be our priority right now. We have gone through an appropriation process to get the money so that we can spend it on the deck. We're fortunate enough that we had about $400,000 that was in the budget to do the maintenance facility that we didn't need to spend on that. So we're changing that funding so that it can be used on the deck and the railing. And again, I think that within the next couple of weeks we'll be out getting quotes to make those repairs, and then hopefully quickly thereafter we can get that work done.
I'm new, so hopefully you'll allow me to ask my complement of stupid questions, but is there a philosophy to the capital budgeting process? Just from listening, it sounds like as things bubble up that need to be addressed, then the effort is to try and find money to accommodate those requirements based on how urgent they are. Is there like an overriding approach to what you're trying to do with each of the three courses that's reflected in the capital plan?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
is the short answer. And what we have done is a fixed asset replacement schedule that Dan and Ryan and I have worked on to work towards. The deck really has kind of come up to be a lot more than we had thought, so it's kind of taking some of the other work away. And so I would say cart paths at Sunset are an issue. We need to do something different. Number 9, the crusher fines have worked well in other places, but because that's kind of on that heavy slope, it's not working, so we're going to have to do something different there. I've talked with representatives of the men's club at Sunset and have indicated to them that we're going to be looking at doing some improvements outside of the clubhouse that will have more of an appeal for our tournaments and men's club events that will provide a good space that will have some shelter, maybe some coverage, and better tables that we've done already here at Twin Peaks and out at U Creek. But we need to do that same thing at Sunset. The other thing that we need to do at U Creek is we've identified that that golf course is now 27 years old. We're looking at working with the design people that did the irrigation design here at Twin Peaks to do some identification of what needs to be done at U Creek so that we can identify some budget numbers of what it will cost to make improvements on that. The other item that we will need to do at U Creek is if you notice along the highway, all of the other developments have included a sidewalk that runs the length of their property, and we need to do that same thing for U Creek, and that would include not only the sidewalk, but we would need to do a bridge that will get us over the ditch that runs along 3, which is that there is a possibility that parks may have some bridges that they've set aside after the flood that would hopefully reduce those costs, but we need to do that. And then we have ongoing things that we try to do within the clubhouses as far as replacement of equipment in the snack bars, replacement of the ball machines, looking at ways to improve the looks of our clubhouses. And so we have identified the way the city does the capital improvement project is an estimated of 5 years. We're trying to carry that out over 15 years to try to identify things that we believe need to be either repaired or replaced so that we can provide the best experience possible for our golfers. And then the other thing that we as a staff are really trying to do is identify, and this is an interest you've shown, is trying to identify ways to bring non-golfers in to experience what the golf courses have to offer. Each year we've started to do what we call a concert called the Party, and we rotate that around the golf courses. This year we had really good attendance here at Twin Peaks, and it will take place at Sunset next year.
Yeah, the good group.
Yeah, so kind of a quick summary of what we're kind of our philosophy. Of course, things come up where we have to take care of our parking lots, we have to restripe, that all is built into that schedule as well. Golf is unique in that if recreation needs to have work done in the parking lots, the general fund pays for that. When it happens with the golf course parking lots, golf has to pay for it because it's an enterprise fund. Did that answer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll help me to actually see it and see the categories things fall into. And it's because just listening to you, there appeared to be like a repair and maintenance component of a capital nature, and then there appeared to be a course enhancement aspect to it, and then there's just stuff that needs to be done kind of thing for a safety or regulation standpoint.
Yeah. Any other questions on budget?
did the potential awning thing here?
That is still on the list as well. And we're gonna do that right away since Keith's not here.
Yeah, it sounds like it's.
I got the over on that.
We're on a roll.
That's true.
That really
That was first
does.
talked about in 2007.
Yeah, that would really be an enhancement here.
Right.
The challenge we have is trying to make sure we do something at each one of the courses. And, you know, after the fire hit this building, you know, we invested a lot to bring it up to standard and then some. And so it was really time to do some things at the other courses. And Sunset is really, it needs some time to be spent there. It's really their turn.
Need some love.
Yep. All right. And then, you want me to keep going?
Absolutely.
Okay. So in your packet was kind of our list of agenda items for the remainder of the year. And since Mark, you and Bill are new, wanted to make sure we had the opportunity if you all had anything that you wanted to bring to the group, or if the other Bill who's not here tonight, I could meet with you separately if it's not something that the entire board wants to talk about.
I apologize, I don't,
It's right there.
Yeah.
this,
That's
Yep.
it. It's
Yep.
just this.
That's
That's
it.
the schedule.
Yeah.
Brief.
Anybody? Bill, do you have any thoughts?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure I was going to make it tonight, so personal reasons, but I think you do it look good. I'm sure I'll have some suggestions as we move throughout.
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure these are fine, just for me and being new and all that, I'm just searching for the philosophy behind your capital projects and what your vision is and what you want the golf courses to be and become. And, you know, if you were to say, okay, 10 years out, I want to be this, then what projects do you need to put in place to make that happen? And I just haven't seen that yet. I'm sure you have, I just haven't come across it.
Would you like that at the August meeting?
Well, you already have the 5-year capital projects, so my suggestion would be you can dive in deeper there
Okay.
with the capital projects and review of season to date. I would put that at our last meeting in October.
Okay.
Because then you also have proposed rate changes then and review the past season or our latest season and the rate changes. So that seems like that would go together as well.
Okay.
Okay, one more question. When you and I spoke, you had mentioned that there may be a cancellation of the August meeting and perhaps a September meeting. Has that changed? So is there an August meeting?
We can meet unless it doesn't work for you all, we can move it to September. Generally what we've done is we've met January and February of each year, and then we go to every other month. If that doesn't work for you all, we can do whatever works for you as the board. We can meet every single month. We can do it however works for you all.
Well, certainly don't do this for me, but I had indicated that I can't make the August meeting. I can make the September meeting, but I thought you said you had problems with the September meeting.
Yeah, but I September 22nd, it works. I leave on vacation the next day. So would everybody be okay if we skipped August and met in September?
That works for me because I cannot make August. Is there a consensus? Bill,
Marshall, does that work for you? Skip August and meet September?
I think it'll be okay. I'm out of town, but I think I'll have to go ahead.
Okay. John?
I think that's great. Because we have to do August, I got another meeting.
Okay. Mark, you said that work, Jesse?
Should be fine.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. And we'll be prepared to talk about the 5-year capital projects and kind of our philosophy moving forward.
Thank you.
I will be putting it on my schedule and bidding for it. That's the best I can say. I'm at their mercy. So,
We don't have anything from staff, so we're ready for if there's any items for the board.
all right. I was actually going to bring up the schedule, so that's already been taken care of. Anybody on
Just,
board?
yeah, like feedback. Two things are, one are the trees planted at New Creek. Trees on 9 and trees on 13. I don't understand why they were planted there. The only thing worse than planting a tree too late is planting it in the wrong spot. And I just don't quite understand why they were planted so close to the tee boxes. As they are very much in the way from the black tees. I think from the blue tees and gold tees it's very less noticeable, but I think everyone needs to go play the back tees and go stand on those tee boxes and just see what they're like. So I'm just trying to understand what the reasoning behind that was.
13 is an intentional thing to try to get people to hit the ball differently because of the impact to the neighbors.
9's the standard. Yeah.
13, you can't cut the corner. So
No, the tree.
I guess my perspective is I've played a lot of rounds at U Creek from the tips. I've never seen someone cut the corner on 13. I understand there are houses there, but the tree is 15 yards, 10 yards from the tee boxes, like in the line of literally over the tee boxes. So I think if you want to plant a tree close to that facility that's under like close to that area, that's fine. But in 20 years' time, it's a cottonwood tree. Those get huge, right? You're talking 30 yards wide, 120 feet tall, 100 feet tall, whatever it is. In 20 years' time, it's going to be a massive tree. And so I don't understand why we're planting a tree there that's going to require a ton of maintenance in 20 years' time. Just to prevent someone from accidentally snap plugging a ball that I've never seen happen. But I'm sure it does happen. Just plant them further back.
We were doing things because of how important it was to be good neighbors, and it isn't always what's best for golf, but again, we have to try to be that good neighbor because so many balls are going into the windows and into the houses. On 2, 9, and 13 are the biggest issues out there.
Sure.
And on 2 we've done, and this has been, how many years have we been supervising? You said 5. So probably 5, 6 years.
Trees on 2 are great.
Yeah.
I would, if that's the case, I would honestly double down and plant trees 20 yards back and plant the same number of trees or more if you want. I'm more than happy to plant trees on the other side of the cart on number 9, but I played in Longmont City, and if there were 2 guys who were both scratch golfers and both of them pushed to right over those trees, and it's bad, right? Like it happens all the time because you're cutting that corner. So that's a really difficult situation to be in. I think it's also okay to put trees further along the kind of like number 3 at Sunset, right? The trees would like be the first line or second line of defense, I guess, for houses. But 13 is.
13 is done. It's not for the guys snap hooking it. It's for the guys playing later in the afternoons that are playing the wrong tees and they're hitting it over the houses. It's a defense for the second row of houses because there's.
I don't know how you can.
Well, we've got pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had many conversations with homeowners over there about that.
I mean, yeah, it's just, I've never seen.
It's not golfers like you. It's golfers like me.
Oh no,
who are out there on 13, and that's 9, 11 holes in, and you're trying to hit it as hard as you can.
I was going
But
to say.
it's just. I understand why the trees are there. I just think they're in the wrong spot. And it's close, but I think we have to think 20, 30 years from now. And those are huge trees.
Yeah, I mean, they are cottonwoods. They will grow. Trees don't grow well at U Creek. I mean, they're not going to get as big as a cottonwood out here. You know, they'll get bigger, but they're not going to hang out over. I thought about all that when we planted. They're not going to hang out over the tee boxes or anything like that. They are going to stop you from hitting it.
If you let it grow, it'll hang out over the tee box. It's not that far.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll look at it.
Right.
I'm sure you've already discussed it at one point. I mean, nets, right? I mean, that's probably not what
Nets
they
are-
want, right?
Nets
So,
are,
a tree is your only other option.
Yeah.
Start with that so you don't stop.
Yeah.
Because that was brought up on Sunset.
But you could do more trees, just 10 yards left.
We'll take it.
yards.
Yeah, I haven't been out there since you and I talked about it.
Yeah, I honestly recommend it. 13 is
Yeah, I'll go out and take a look at it. Yeah, I'm a little voyage out there.
There you go.
I don't want to drive the car.
we're
Someone
there.
who's driven the bar cart, there's not, I mean, not everyone's a scratch golfer.
No,
And most aren't.
I mean, growing up with my dad who was, I thought everyone was.
I have definitely hit a ball or two in the right side of 9. Like, it happens, you know?
I mean, honestly, what I did was not really considered golf, I don't think.
The other thing is, I mean, maybe it's a bit of a unique thing. It's always pace of play. I know there was a meeting months ago that discussed ideas on it. We can come back to this in like another meeting from when I watched that video. 4th of July, 7:40 in the morning, 4 hours and 41 minutes.
And you?
At U Creek, yeah. I had the luxury of playing Pebble Beach a few weeks ago. My pace of play was 3 minutes quicker at Pebble Beach with a similar starting tee time. So it puts it in perspective of how slow some rounds can be at U. And if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a little different story, but I imagine we all know the first 20 rounds, 30 tee times are the most important. That's rough for anyone experiencing it. So.
I've been on the board for 5 years, and every year we discuss that issue.
Yeah.
And believe me, we've tried all kinds of different ways to try to improve it.
You tried what USGA does? That's the only thing I'm going to suggest. But.
The challenge is with pace of play is you're darned if you do and darned if you don't. Because you want to go fast. I'm a crappy golfer. I've paid the same amount of money, and I want to hit the ball as many times as it takes to do that. And that becomes the challenge where we either make you happy and me upset or vice versa. And so there's this fine balance of how we address that.
Right.
And we just don't win in either direction.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were going to compliment 440.
Yeah. So 440 is only 20 minutes over what it's rated for. That's not bad.
Why not?
And then your comparison is not fair.
440 is
You
not
got
bad.
people paying $500 a round that are experienced, good golfers,
Yeah.
and they know they'll get tossed off if they don't.
They were not good golfers, but yeah.
I'm just saying, what we have at our course, we have the whole spectrum.
I know, yeah.
You have, and on 4th of July, everybody goes out early. Everybody goes out
Well,
early.
a group of 16 or so go out and very casually play during the lawn in the morning, right? Yeah, I get it, but
Yeah.
like, I can't imagine what the tee times were like at noon or 2 or 3
Oh.
o'clock.
It's a holiday.
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
It's,
If you're in a hurry to play on the 4th, good luck.
I've got to tell people on holidays, don't expect fast golf. It's just not possible sometimes. I mean, if you play in under 5, you did great.
That isn't to say that
On
is
certain days.
it isn't to say that we're not aware of it.
Yeah.
We're not neglecting it by any means.
Yeah.
But when you have back courses, everyone is keeping up with the group in front of them. It's like when you're on I-25 and you have a traffic jam and there's no reason you have a traffic jam, but you have a traffic jam.
Yeah.
Now, if there is a gap, well, we're on that. We're going to ask these people. We've got multiple people have to pick their balls up unhappily.
Right.
Pick your ball up. We've had multiple people say the marshal really upset us today because he made us play faster. I tell him to write a review. We're okay with that. Kind of feedback we'll take. Okay. The point is, it's something that you're never gonna. Like Jeff said, there's no.
Yeah.
I really like Jeff's gonna fire out his first compliment. Here it comes. I was like gonna sit up, gonna high five you after.
You didn't even say anything about the clock. You
He did. He said it's in the wrong place.
Wow. Where's it supposed to be? I saw it.
Where's it supposed to
Me
be?
too. One in the putting green, one in the driving green. I saw it. Yeah.
Still haven't got compliments.
It's a good call. I like it.
Better be $300.
Well, we're really encouraging you to bring things. Sorry. Pace of play is just
Tough one, I know.
and I will tell you, of all the things I hear, pace of play is the thing in golf that I hear routinely.
Yeah.
And it was too slow. Ben talks to me about speed. It's others complain to me that I don't know what the big hurry is. If you can't be out here for 5 hours, you shouldn't be out here. So there's that extreme that we're trying to address with everybody.
Alright.
It's just not a fun thing.
Yeah, and to Jesse's credit, by the way, he is in the 25 percentile of amateur golfers. He is a really good player. And so he's a really good player who walks and doesn't mess around when he plays. He hits it, he goes and finds it, and he always finds it because he doesn't hit it out of play. He's a good player. I sat and watched him on the range and all. And so, yeah, I mean, for you, it's going to be a different lens you're looking through than 99% of the golf.
That's diversity, right? That's what we want on
That's the
board,
voice,
right?
the whole thing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of the days that the golfers that play are incapable of playing in 440.
That's the beauty of it.
It's not going to happen.
That's like the beauty of the courses.
It's not going to happen.
You can. But that's what's nice with like Sunset and Utica. They're all different levels of courses. Like, you
People
play, and that's the
go
beauty
where
of
they
it.
want. And like Jeff said, once they pay their money,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Did you have other?
No.
Okay.
That was it.
Any other items from the board?
No, I just heard one comment from some people on Friday. U Creek probably used some sand in the sand traps.
It's counting.
Just passing along.
Yeah.
12 green side was rough.
12?
The bottom.
And I do have to say, I think I hit every sand trap.
All 50s.
All right, with that, do I have a motion to adjourn this golf course?
I second.
And this is second. All in favor? And any opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:04 on